The United States is divided into hydrologic units based on the way that surface water flows. Each hydrologic unit has a two-digit code, also called HUC2. Indiana is in 3 of these two-digit HUCs. Most of the state is in O5, which is the Ohio Basin. The Northeast is in, and a little part of the Northwest is in O4, which is the Great Lakes, and the Kankakee Basin is in O7, which is the Upper Mississippi. I want to mention that hydrologic codes, or HUCs, are often referred to as watersheds, and this is mostly true, but it's not possible to divide an area into complete and completely separate watersheds, so some of the HUCs are not complete watersheds. We can zoom into Indiana and see this more clearly. O5 is the Ohio with most of the state, O4 is the Great Lakes, and O7 is the Upper Mississippi. We can also add a finer level of resolution, and here I'm adding the HUC6, which in purple, and they are showing the name plus 6 digits now. So the White River has one, the Ohio and the watershed to the south of it is another one, and here we can see that this is the Western Lake Erie Basin versus the watersheds that flow to Lake Michigan. This is the level that's shown in a map at the back of the Indiana Watershed Planning Guide. The Wabash, the White, the Ohio River watersheds, and the Great Lakes watersheds. Within Indiana itself, we can use something called the Indiana HUC Finder to explore HUCs in even more detail. The Indiana HUC Finder was developed to help people interested in watersheds in Indiana to find the HUC or hydrologic unit code for any location, hopefully in a quite simplified way by just going to this URL. We need to zoom in to see the individual watersheds. We'll zoom into McCormick's Creek State Park near Spencer in Owen County. So there are several ways I can do this. First of all, just click on the plus sign a few times. Another way is to hold down the shift key, you can't see that, and draw a box, and it will go immediately to the box that I'm looking for. And a third way is to type in where I'm trying to go. You can type the zip code, which I don't know for this, or I can type Spencer in and it will go immediately. So I could have done that from the statewide level. Turn this off. You may notice that the background is not very visible, so it's hard to see where you are. You can change this by going here in the top right to Base Map Gallery and picking a different base map. You can try any of them. I'd recommend Topographic, which generally makes it pretty easy to see where you are. And then we'll close that if we're happy with that. So I wanted to go to McCormick's Creek State Park, and what I maybe going to zoom out a little bit to see the watersheds. So the watersheds that are known as the 12-digit HUCs are shown now with light blue lines. So these lines are the 10-digit and the very dark ones are the 8-digit. So now the purpose of the HUC Finder is to zoom in on any location and find the numbers for the HUC 8, 10, and 12. And it also shows the names for the 10 and the 12. Recall the 8-digit names were shown in at the when we're zoomed out. Now, one more thing that's not very important, but I just want to show you, see that's one of two. If we click on this, it goes to what's called the original HUCs, which is the 8, 11, and 14-digit HUCs. Those are obsolete. This is no longer a system that's used, but because some people may have watershed plans written on that basis, they're included. The places where it matters is where we see pink. If we go to the legend, which is this one, we can see the current ones are in blue and the old obsolete ones are in pink. But again, we've kept them on the map so you can see where there might be any difference. We certainly encourage you to play around with this. There's nothing you can do with it that will harm it. You might turn on the imagery to look very closely at where someone is, and it's just a nice way to look around and see these hydrologic units and how your watershed fits into others. So we can go back out to the broader level and see how these all fit together. We hope that's useful for understanding watersheds in Indiana.